Hello and welcome live from the Card Shark studios in
Essen, Germany. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
Now today we brought a very special drink.
This is called the Purzeltrink.
Now let's do this. It's the shark water.
Not the Purzeltrink?
No, it's not. And you have, well, it's not made for us.
I have Hanf.
The new merch. Definitely not. Well, it has 5% alcohol even, and I have no idea what it is. At least it is vegan.
And I have 5% of Hanf also. I will taste it.
Yes, let's give it a try.
Let's do it.
I have lemon.
Cheers.
Oops.
So, and I think we start directly with the intro.
Yes, and while we take the first sip.
Alter.
Okay, see you after the... Does it work? I have no idea. It does not.
What's this stuff? What's that? It's like in Amsterdam.
Wow. Mine isn't too bad as well. Very interesting. Well, guys, today we have a treat. We have a special guest here, and I think we managed to get everything set up correctly this time. It will be a little bit different to the German stream because this time we will not translate, and the rest we will now speak in Spanish language because we have a Spanish-speaking magician with us. No, we will stay in English, right?
Make it difficult for the audience.
For all the other ones.
In the German stream you speak in English, in the
Yes.
English stream you speak in Spanish.
Well, let me introduce you to Fernando Figueras from Spain. Here he is. Hello and welcome, Fernando.
Captain Coffee.
Captain Coffee, yes. How are you doing? So we already spoke the first hour on the German part. And thank you for coming back to us. We got the question, how's the weather? By the way, how is the weather in Spain right now? I mean, we are always expecting that it would be sunshine, but how cold is it really?
Well, it was me writing the question, so...
Say again?
It was me writing the question.
He write the question by himself.
Oh, it was, so now tell me, how is the weather?
That's weird, Fernando. You asked the question, what is very easy to answer.
Not so bad. Kind of chilly, but not like in Germany.
But it looks dark in your background, so...
Nah, that's just a curtain. It's just a setting for the upcoming project he's working on. Well, so far we already spoke about the Spanish school in Magic. In the German stream. However, we certainly have also some visitors here in the English stream that have not joined the first hour, certainly. So to wrap it up, Fernando, first of all, could you please introduce yourself? Who are you? How did you become a magician, etc., etc.? Please introduce yourself.
I do it I've been traveling, many places, sometimes with you. Sometimes I've been hanging out in magic for my own, and I'm passionate about sharing magic. To me, the most important thing in magic is the community, sharing and growing together, because we still have a long way to walk.
That is true. Yes. So, what was your furthest travel so far in magic? Where have you been? In which countries?
I know.
Well, I think in magic the farthest was Korea for FISM. It was pretty far.
Yes, that was an awesome trip for us. Yes, you joined me there.
And then an 11 hours layover in Beijing for the next trip. But I've been in USA several times, both for in Los Angeles or in Penguin Magic for the lecture, Murphy's in Sacramento, Colombia with you too. Places.
Oh, I remember that the first time ever you were even representing Card Shark for me in Chile. Is that right? I couldn't go. I think there was another one at the same time.
2004, yeah, in Chile. Super cool.
2000.
You are so old.
No. 2004 is impossible. 14 maybe? No, because I started magic in 2006. What was it, 14 then?
14.
Ah, okay, got it, yes. So yeah, not only the travels were awesome with you. You were, I mean, in Korea, it was the biggest success for Spanish magicians for a very long time, right? At the FISM there, we saw the Grand Prix by Miguel Munoz. Okay, in Italy we had Hector Mancha winning the Grand Prix. Was it Grand Prix or just the best?
Only.
Mario was also first prize, I think, in close-up, but the Grand Prix was Shimlin. Then it was also Dani Collado. It was also who else?
Mentalism in Korea. What's his name? Who also fooled Penn and Teller with it, I think.
Javi Benitez. It was the third prize in Card Magic. I don't know, many people.
No, what was the greatest mentalist, the Spanish mentalist, with the guitar?
You know,
yeah. Well, I think he was recently at Fool Us, and I think he fooled them as well, with a very clever method. Yeah, was a good one. Well, however, okay, so how did you? Well, you already told that you got into magic by seeing a magic show. Was that correct? And then you started. Maybe you are saying this one more time.
Yeah, hacking into different forums just to know what was inside. Because I mean, hacking is a big word for what I had to do at this time. You just check the source code, and it was like, if this word, then okay. So not big deal.
From hacker to president is the career.
Well, I mean, when you said you think, was it 2010 when you started? No, 2000 you started magic, right? And in which time did you organize the conventions of the Ascanio Memorial and the Fraxen?
I think it was 2007, 2008, 2009, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't remember the dates. Like maybe 2012, something like this. I don't know. For me, the past is blurred always. It happened behind me. I don't know.
Yeah, but you were also not only this. You were also president of a magic circle, of a magic club in Madrid, one of the biggest ones and the most prestigious one, the SAE.
Yeah, it was the president of Madrid and the vice president of the magic club in Spain, Spanish magic club.
Wow.
But it was the politics. I tried to do the best for the community, but it was not so easy always to deal with the magic politicians. That is like a joke.
I remember the time when there was a lot of pressure and a lot of tension between you and the club. But that's life. When the young people try to improve and do something, well, young in the form, first of all, you were a few years younger. But secondly, compared to like magic clubs here as well, where most presidents are very old, it's always hard to get new people, new blood into the magic community. However, I think your magic community you are hanging out with is not dependent on any club, right? Because you are friends with all the big names in the Spanish magic, as far as I know.
Yeah, we are together. So in Spain, magic, I mean, right now it's a mess because of 2020 is always a mess. In the last years, there are different groups, and right now we are pretty busy, so we are like always traveling. In 2019, I used to meet Miguel Munoz and Mario more often on tour or like in Madrid. Like, okay, I will be in Lubeck in September. Where will you be next week? Oh, let's meet in UK.
Yeah, it was the same with me with Clemens Stammer-Ilgner, who is from Berlin, but also sometimes lives here in Essen. And the only way when we meet is at 4F in the USA. Yeah. We don't have the time even to meet when he's here in Essen. That's really weird. But at the moment, nothing really happened. So how did you experience your year so far, to 2020? You were not able to perform.
No, I didn't perform. And it's okay. I mean, you cannot perform. My income is not only based on performing, so that's kind of good, but it's a mess always, of course. But I took the time to sit down. The last few years I was traveling so much that it was nice for me to settle down a little bit, and also develop different projects, not only in magic, but in different fields, like the clean language project that took me several months to develop, and it felt great exploring other areas.
Talking about clean language, there was two fields, right? It was clean language and clean, was something with images, etc. also?
Yeah, it's different applications of the metaphorical psychotherapy. And I use it a lot for sessions, but only when coaching magicians, I use it a lot in order to help magicians to express what they have inside.
I have experience with clean language. It was a crazy time.
Yeah, it didn't work so well with me, but I think I'm too analytical or so. I don't know. It did not work so well. But hey,
can you tell why? But but I'm sitting under my table, and it was the best feeling what I ever get when I'm sitting under my table. You know, Fernando, huh? and then I draw a picture. And
What was it when you were living with Philo at the time, or and coaching him here in Germany?
Yeah, we spent like more than 2 weeks at his place, working on his magic and his magician. So we had plenty of time to do different experiments.
And it's so crazy because I draw a picture, and I have this picture, and I get a present on my bottle. I have this picture, and all the time when I see this picture, I get a good feeling. I have no idea why this happens in me. All the time when I see this picture, I get a good feeling in my stomach. So can't understand it. So
that's exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
You anchored it.
Yeah, I put it also in my magic bag. I have it there. When I open it before I go to a gig, I saw this and I get a smile all the time. So I have no idea what you did with me.
We will talk later. Talk about a project that is coming up right now in the next few months for you. I think you are starting in February. Will be clean language, or this part will you include it there as well, or have you not thought about this as well?
Yeah, I always use metaphors and metaphoric landscaping when I work with magicians. It's a way to help them express better and easier, like more fluent, what they have inside. It's a shortcut. Instead of being too analytical, it's like going round so you can... I mean, I've even been coaching some acts in Germany. I remember with Lukas Kaminski in Hamburg. And by using it, he understood what his own act was about. And this is something I don't do. It's something I facilitate, I provide, and they do it themselves. It's super useful for artists in general. So yeah, in this Campus Academy project, it will not be present like a topic, but it will be floating around always as a way of helping them to express themselves. Yeah.
Well, we both already experienced the Spanish school in magic by joining the Campus Magico. It's an event that you are usually, not this year, that you are holding for a couple of years now, every summer in Spain, near Madrid, in different locations. And it's a 1 week workshop week where we are going onto a finca in a small group of magicians, very intense. It's not like a lecture convention whatsoever.
It's more. You learn a lot more in this kind of lectures, but the cool thing is when you're sitting then in the dinner, in the barbecue, and you have some magic sessions. And I never forget when I sit with Kiko Pasteur there and we speak about ambitious card routine. And now my ambitious card routine is completely different from the feeling, and I can't believe what happened there. So you learn a lot of magic and a lot of things. They bring you out of your comfort zone. That's what we learned there.
Can you in short explain to the community what makes it different, the Spanish thinking of magic and, well, the rest of the world? What makes the Spanish school so different to all the others?
In 2 words.
Not in 2 words, but I mean, give your best.
It's not so easy. After all, the term Spanish School of Magic is not used in Spain. It is a way of other people introducing us. we have a community in Spain, of course, and we have the legacy of Tamariz Ascanio and all these people creating the Madrid School of Magic, Escuela Mágica de Madrid. It was a way of working together, giving feedback and honest feedback, of course. It was one of the main rules. And this is one of the things we keep doing, and I try to express in campus. It's like feedback based on not giving my opinion, not giving my advice, but trying to understand who you are and if what you are doing is coherent with what you are or we think we are.
Yeah, I understand. It's also what I thought always was that that for many magicians worldwide, or especially in America, it's all about entertainment. Magic being an entertainment form of, an entertaining form. However, it's more about how what the spectator will feel, or what kind of emotion you will create inside of a spectator. And as far as I remember, you gave me a good example. When you go to a cinema and you watch a movie, there are different kinds of movies that you can see. That you will just have like popcorn cinema for 2 hours and seeing a good show, then going to a dinner and forget about the movie that you saw. But you were entertained for 2 hours. Or you go to a show or to see a movie that will move you so much that you will be speaking about it for hours afterwards. And unfortunately, this is very rare to encounter, especially when it's really a live show. That's something I have only seen a handful of times.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being an entertainer. It's a job, like being a fishermonger or being a painter. Well, I mean, everything is perfect. Is it the only way to do it? No. Is it the most efficient? Is it the most honest? I don't think it is. I don't consider myself an entertainer, even though what I do can be entertaining. I always have this, having this idea of this is the artist, this is the act, and this is the audience. We'll explain it with 3 cards. So we have 2 layers of communication. The artist communicates with the act. There is this coherence. You have to communicate to your act. And then this is the act who communicates to the audience. You never speak to the audience. Even if you speak to the audience, is through your act, you being on character. So usually what we develop in magic is here, how to communicate with the audience, how to improve the reactions, how to make them laugh, how to improve the bookings. What I focus mostly is in here. How do you communicate with your act? And therefore you have to know who are you and what you are doing, and then breaking the barriers. Because if you don't pay attention to this line here, then you are out of the equation. It's just what you do, how people get it. Where are you? So first understanding who are you, what you do, that will flow from here to here, and then of course using all the techniques to communicate, to express to the audience.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you did in the coaching with Philo. That even if he was already a successful performer with a lot of bookings, etc., you broke apart completely his act and started from scratch, more or less, right?
Yeah, exactly. And was in the first time was, Fernando, it was a bad feeling for me, because you go down, but I think it's important to go down, clear yourself, and then, because there is something, you have something. Not everything is shitty, but we build it up new, and I worked a lot after this coaching, and maybe something is in the old style, but there's a lot of things going on in the new style, and I'm so happy to have this experience, and so happy that Fernando works with me, and that's wow. And the clients, they know me a lot of years. They feel also different. So because they gave me feedback, they tell me, hey, there was something different. And then I know, it was this experience with the Spanish school, with the campus, with all the things.
I think you definitely turned more authentic, and that you would get the connection between him, his act, and then to the audience.
So thank you, Fernando, for this experience.
Well, so far you did the campus in English language since 2016 then? Because I think you started the Spanish one in 15 or 14 maybe even, or under the name Campus Magico you started 15, right? Before certainly you were working and holding group sessions, etc., workshops. I remember when we went to the village where the campus was, you were pointing to the village. Yeah, here I did this with a young with a group of young magicians, etc., etc. And that was way before, I guess. So who is, for whom are you doing the Campus Magico usually without the situation we are in right now?
The academy, you mean?
No, the normal Campus Magico, the 1 week workshop that you are doing once or twice a year in the summertime. Who was your main focus? Was it professional magicians, or who were the ones who should come?
We have a 50% split on, let's say, professionals and non-professionals. And it really doesn't matter. I don't see a big difference. As I said before, the common traits in both of them is passion and commitment. People like, well, we mentioned before, like Stefan Kirschbaum or Jörg Alexander. I mean, they already know their stuff for many years, but they are still super interested in keep developing, discovering new ways of doing it, and they were super involved in the process. And young people, I mean, people who are not professionals, like, I don't know, Peter Kempa, Marcus Kompa, they were so involved, so much passion, so much explore. I mean, some of them trying to do things in a completely different way that they never tried before. And suddenly said, wow, now I feel it's mine. Now I feel it's flowing. So yeah, what I look for is for people with passion, with commitment, and that they feel that there must something else in magic beside what they already see, all the conventions, all the tricks, all the gimmicks, all the things, but they really don't know how to approach it. And they are sometimes like lonely in this, where do I go now? Shinpei from Japan, he told me a nice metaphor. He says, you are opening doors. I think I'm not even in opening doors. I'm pointing at the doors, and it's up to you to open them. And then there's a whole path to...
Yeah, I can see it, yeah. Well, now this year we couldn't do the Campus Magico. We both would have joined, certainly. Being a repetitor, and well, that's my highlight every year. As long as I can go there, I really love it, and better would be for me to lock me up, being inside. So for me, that is the only lockdown I really appreciate. Let's say it this way. So as long as maybe we should do it, just gather first a group of magicians, then lock down, and the world outside can do whatever it wants for a while.
But only with enough cards and stuff.
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely. Yes. Now, as you could not do it this year, you were not inactive or so. You were planning something completely new, as far as you explained me. What is coming up next?
Yeah, I have seen that even campus is like 40 hours of work together in 1 week. It's just like scratching the tip of the iceberg. It's like, there's nothing you can do in 40 hours. Of course, there's nothing you can do in a 1 hour lecture. Just giving you a new idea, a new insight. But if you want to really change something, you need commitment and time, a focused time. So I said, okay, let's do it. Let's do a 6-month project that we will work together. This way, we can see the differences from the beginning to the end. In campus, people live like, you blew my mind, I have to go home and see what happens. And that's fine, that's okay, that's an explosion, that's breaking some patterns, but now what? As I said before, it's pointing at the door, opening the door, and now I want to walk with you the first steps of the path. At least for 6 months, we will work with these people very closely with a structured program, so we see the development week by week.
So it's a complete online course. Will it? Are you planning maybe doing kind of a campus at the end, or especially for these people, would that be an option as well?
No, it's there. It's like after the 6 months, it will end in July. At the end of July, There will be a Campus Magico for those who want to join, coming from this program, from the academy. And we will keep expanding, but now physically, face to face, and it's gonna be intense.
Yeah,
after
I
working
believe,
gathering for 1 week will be something to remember for sure.
That's an awesome thing. Now, actually, this project is launching right now to be visible on the internet. Is that correct?
Yeah, we launched the website last Thursday. I have to thank Jan Sommer from Oldenburg.
Yeah.
He did an awesome job with the designing, programming of the web page, and he's helping me a lot. He's a great guy. He's a very accomplished magician. He got a 3rd prize in Marl last year. Super cool.
Yeah, I saw the website already, and that's why I also added already the URL to the screen here. The website is campusmagicoacademy.com, correct? Campus.
Yep.
Well, we will put it also into the descriptions of it, but I'm showing it one more time. So it's campusmagicoacademy.com. The interesting part is you are explaining there. You're also introducing all the teachers that are joining you, and people can sign up right now, not for already booking the course, but for getting more information when you start, etc., etc. Because you will start in February. Is that correct?
Yeah, the course will start in February. So in December is the promotion. Will be the registration for the newsletter, let's say, for subscribing is already open. People can subscribe, so they will receive information on that. And I will not accept anybody before we have a Zoom call or a FaceTime call, because I want to speak personally with everyone who joins. So we know that we are in tune, that we have the same goals together, and that we understand each other before going any further. It's not you pay and I send information. No. We are working together, so we need to want to work together.
Yeah, it will not only be you teaching there or doing classes. Who else will be joining for the Campus Magico as for the teachers?
It will be mostly Deidi Lucas and me. Deidi she's an amazing physical actress, physical theater actress. She's been studying in several awesome schools in London. She has several degrees. Her shows are incredible. She's, let's say, mime. She does mime. But, I mean, I couldn't believe that I was almost crying by a whole play with no words, just movement. And I understood perfectly the whole story. This way of expressing, being active on stage, is what I'm looking for to happen in magic. In magic, we see too many rigid bodies, like they are like this, and we do like that, and we are, yeah. And the card, it will be the card that you chose. Okay, perfect. This is already done. I mean, let's say that our magic is already great. The magic we do is super cool, but maybe we are not as cool as our magic. I think that we are the bottleneck of our own magic. Because the tricks are cool, so what's going on? That the artist is not as cool as the magic he's doing. So we need to focus on that, how he understands staging. Not only for stage, also for build-up is staging.
Yeah, that's why sometimes you see professional actors, when they perform magic, that is easy to learn for them, because maybe it's self-working tricks. Their appearance is much more appealing than by a professional magician who never learned acting correct or deeply. And
when magicians start studying theater, like going to acting classes, suddenly it's the other way around. They try to be so expressive and so that suddenly the magic is worse because they want to put on top, and they don't master the techniques. So it's like a So that's why I want to work with magicians. So it's not acting classes. It would be like, I wouldn't say acting classes, but it would be for magicians. So it's designed for people who already does magic. In this way, we will not teach them how to act, but we will give tools to enhance, to improve the magic. So it will be giving tools, so everything is growing together, not giving you a different set of tools, and now you don't know how to mix them.
Yeah, I mean, we both did already with the campus. We had some of those exercises, certainly. in the limited time of a week, what is already amazing. But I can imagine if you really are able to work on yourself for half a year and invest that amount of time, that there is a lot of development possible. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this, hearing about this project. So who else is in the team besides of you and Dady?
You may know Mario Lopez and Miguel Muñoz.
They both will join as well, right?
Mario Lopez and Miguel Muñoz. But I have chosen people from Campus Magico to go to Campus Magico Academy. But some of them, because I said, I want you to talk about this and this and that. So it will not be a regular lecture from Mario or Miguel. It will be topics that we are developing together for this course. So, okay, I need to talk about metaphors. Maybe I know something about metaphors, but Miguel is an expert on artistic metaphors. Okay, let's join together and develop some material for people to understand, to really understand what is it about. Mario Lopez on creativity and on I don't care about his creativity process right now. I care about his naturality. He's so himself when he's performing. I have seen Mario perform in the biggest theaters and also in the smallest pubs, in the crappiest places, and he's in the moment. He adapts, and his body will be as big or small as the place needs to be. So that's why I want him to understand the way he moves. And Diana Wondi, she's an incredible dancer, contemporary dancing. I've been studying with her. I mean, after a few lessons with her, the way I understood my own body was like, okay, that's crazy. And suddenly all the examples we read in some books on how to move, you were feeling it inside of me. It's like, okay, I already know how to dance. It's like, I didn't know that I know. She was giving me the tips. And now I feel that everything flows much better. Not when dancing, when I rehearse, not perform, because nowadays I cannot perform. But the rehearsals have changed already. And then Álvaro Collar, I met Álvaro when I was 11. He was studying in the same school as I was. He introduced me to everything, to role games, heavy metal, Lovecraft. He studied cinema and directing, and he has been teaching in several countries, like he was in the Brighton University, in Toronto, in China, I don't know the city, for several years as a lecturer on scripting. And we magicians, we have a big lack of understanding how to deliver information. It's like, this is the action, this is the information I want to give. Should I give it at the same time, before, after? Should I split it? Should I skip this part or that part? So the magic doesn't suffer, but it's not redundant. And this guy works in environmental scripting. That means how to script for video games, where the information should be super clear and engaging. And that's why when he talks about delivering information, I said, okay, I want you for this project, because it is coherent with what I want to give.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hoopala. Yeah, Fernando, Philo tries to stay in the chat here right now, sorry, but with a very small writing and without glasses.
Can't see anything.
He has to look like that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, come on. Well, what is he saying?
I have no idea.
Add a Fernando Figueras color and advices to it. Dim the lights and guess the rest. Merry Christmas. Unfortunately, if it's funny, I don't get it. So, yeah, I try my very best, Michael. Sorry, I would love to understand the joke, and I guess it is a joke. However, okay, so the fun part is we already announced that there's this website. It's called Campus Magico Academy.com. It will be 6 months. Now we all hope that that in summer next year we will be so far that the world will have come to a certain normality, that we will be able to travel again, to join friends, and hopefully do a campus again. I'm really looking forward to this. Maybe I don't have the time to join the Campus Academy, even if I would love to, because I really love everything about the Spanish school in magic that is so unique. I really have to say. by the way, how would I say it? You already explained in the German stream that it all started with Fraxon. Who are the other names that brought the Spanish guys who are now very popular, very famous, or even world champions? What were on which shoulders are they standing?
Yeah, there are many more names, of course. I just gave you the highlights of the names, but Florences, Calonge, Florenza, all these guys really. I mean, Florences, Gili, was the master of Fraxon. Florences, he invented magic with cigarettes. The magic with cigarette was created in a small village in the north of Spain by Florences. It was called King of Magicians. He taught Fraxon this electric cigarette, and it's the routine that became so famous in USA in the 30s, 40s, 50s. So even if in the Keith Clark book on cigarette magic, it says cigarette magic started in Spain with, it started in France with Circa, a woman, but it was the first movement of magic with cigarettes was Circa. As it was a woman like playing bridge on her own, and suddenly she looks here and produces a cigarette and keeps playing. That's the first bit of cigarette magic in history, recorded history. But that was isolated. Fraxon, Florences and Fraxon created the cigarette magic with lit cigarettes. But also how to communicate this, not only producing, like you see in many conventions, producing cars or whatever, but hey, this is happening between you and me. The cigarette is here, so there is a connection between you and me, and we share this moment. The cigarette is just the tool that happens for this communication to be created. Then with Fraxon was the master of Hesfer, who died last year. It was a pity. Hesfer was helping us so much. We usually meet in his house when he was 80, and he was sharing his stuff. He was like very old. And it was to his wife, "Darling, could I please try my old suit because they are here?" And the woman, "Oh." And when he was putting the suit, suddenly he was like, again,
yeah.
And performing with this strength that he was like. So yeah, he was 89 when he died, and he was going to the club every week, and he was sharing, and we used to go to his place. Some of us like just to touch the items from old times. So you start to love being there. You start to love the way they share with you, and you realize that you are on a table and you are 30 and he's 80 something, and there is a guy who is 15, and we all work together. It's working because we have something in common and we are sharing. It's not, hey, you shut up because you are just a young kid. No, we all have to. Ascanio used to say that every magician is the master of another magician. I can teach you something, and of course you can teach me something, always. And this bidirectional communication is what makes things happen.
Ascanio said that?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I have to say, my decision for turning into a magician was set when I met the first old guys at conventions. That I thought, okay, this will be the way how I will grow old, or hopefully not, because these guys were far beyond 80 and were still in their heart, maybe in their 30s. And I was always admiring how young you can stay with being a magician. It's unbelievable. So I always forget my age when I'm hanging out with you, and then groups of younger magicians. I'm just one of them. That is awesome. And then I can even hang out with, or I was able to hang out with Paul Potassi, who turned 91 before he passed away. And it was always like, talking to a 30-year-old guy. It was awesome. Yeah, I can definitely share this experience. Well, right now you have a great offer as well. We talked about this, and I will also send out a newsletter talking about your great offer that will start in February. How many people can join? I mean, how big do you want to make this academy, this group in February? What is the maximum? What is the minimum?
Yeah. There is a question also in your Slido saying it's a one-time project or it's a recurrent event. And it's kind of related because I'm also releasing a light version of it. So it's like not so overwhelming, but it will be easier to follow for people who are so busy.
Okay, get it.
And it will be a community. So the community can be very big, but the groups will be very small. I want to have the sessions with 10, 15 people maximum. So there is really a community growing. I want people also to find some people that they share the same ambition or the same desires. So in this place, they can find each other and they can work together. Like, okay, you and me, you and I, we connect. Let's do this exercise together because the exercise will be like every week we have to do something. You will have the lessons, you will have the exercises to do, you will have to submit the exercises. We will review the exercises and every week we will give you feedback on that. Sometimes it will be on your own, sometimes it will be in pairs. This way is the best way, in my opinion, to monitorize the development. Not just giving you stuff and I hope you do your best. No, I want to be sure that you are getting it.
Yeah.
So even if the groups will be small, there will be small groups together, forming a small community, and then we'll open new groups. Like next month, another group is open if there is enough people, and even if they are 1 month behind, they will be part of the community, but they will work together. So this group will be advancing, even if this group is going further.
Okay, but it's always, we're talking about always, it starts in February, it ends in end of June or?
July.
End of July, okay. So it will be a 6-month experience, online experience with, workshops and so on and so on and so on. What is the price point about this? I see the question here on Slido as well. What is the price of the whole experience?
The price is 350 euros a month, but if you get the whole price, it's like 1,790 euros, 1,790. So it's a big price, but it's like a lot of stuff you will get. You cannot have, you can keep having a 20 euro lecture every week from different platforms. But is this taking you really to the next step? Is it really helping you to develop? Or is it just light entertainment that you get every week? So it's a way of kind of working a little bit against the industry that is creating a rat race where we are always in the wheel and we receive the newsletter every week and we receive the new product every week. If we receive products every week, then against many business, but it's not... the difference, and I told you many times, why I always support CardShark is because you are giving tools. You are a magician who works for magicians, creating the best tools for them. Not the fanciest thing for them to be mesmerized and keep buying. So that's why it's something I really appreciate from your brand.
Thank you. Yeah, and I know your pain that you are going through sometimes when you are helping me in a dealer room and seeing all the other dealers and all the lectures and all the frenzy that is going on at conventions, especially even Blackpool. I think that's something where you sometimes even really suffered by seeing so much things going on that are not deep enough. And
well, maybe they will not give you the time to go deep with it, because you have the new release next week. This will go against art. It's fine to have a good time, and if you like this way, go for it. But then to paint a great painting, maybe you need years or months just focusing on this painting. You can create a new pop song in 10 minutes. You take the guitar and we will play some chords and we will have another new song tomorrow. But to have a real masterpiece that comes from you and that really moves people, it will take time and honesty.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that, I think it was you telling me that Gabi Pareras, who studied magic for all his life, while being a teacher himself, and that he, to earn his money, that he was working in a what is it called, a parking place most of the time, so that he would do the night shifts or whatsoever, so that he would be just there sitting, getting paid for opening up the gate and closing the gate, etc. But in the meantime, he would be able to read books and study the masters and all this, and improve his art. I think that's how Gabi lived most of his life, or
in his young years.
The young years.
He chose this kind of job so he could study magic in the meanwhile. And then he was performing in the Untitled Theater for audiences like every night until he had to go to work. But it was passion and commitment is what I always say.
Yeah, that's really something. Definitely. Now, when the Campus Magico, not the Academy, but the Campus Magico, this 1 week workshop, when this comes back, what was the price point for this one, for this week usually?
It's about 1,200 euros for the whole week, and it includes everything. As you always say, you can leave your wallet at home. It's about you just go there to Madrid. We pick you up in a microbus. We take you to the house, and then you don't leave the house, and you don't really want to leave the house in the whole week. Where the food is covered, super nice Spanish food. We have the cook that prepares it.
I can agree on this. Yes.
Yeah, you miss it. We had also a jacuzzi. It was a thing.
Yeah, this year I missed, I think.
Yeah,
Damn it.
Too.
Damn it. Well, and there you see already the difference. I mean, others are organizing something like a week as well, but the focus is more on a special location, like going to a fancy place or whatsoever and spending the money there, while this year is really working on your magic and investing into the teachers, so that you get the best input that is available right now. And then if you compare just 1 week for Campus Magico, okay, it's all included. You get a bed, you get free food, you get all the drinks, even including all. But then if you are imagining that you can have it for 6 months, much deeper and just a little bit more, then this is really a bargain. That's really a great offer you are doing. However, I think we came up with something very, very special. If you are signing up right now, we didn't do any promotion code or something where they would type in Card Shark or whatsoever, but I was able to talk you into a very, very special offer. And that was, do you want to say it or shall I?
You say it.
Okay, the idea was that if you're signing up now for the next few days, let's say until Christmas, is that okay? For all the guys who sign, well, it's only a few more days and this video will stay up online forever, right? Well, from all the subscriptions that are coming in from now on until Christmas, Fernando will later select one who will be able to go to the Campus Magico, the 1 week event, hopefully next year, otherwise the year after, for free. So you would be invited to go there. All you would have to do is flying there. That's on your own, depending on where you come from. You already had magicians from, Los Angeles, Japan, from all over the world. What was also a great group. Yes. So the flight is on you. It could be German, it could be Netherlands, but certainly further away as well. So sign up there right now. Campus Magico Academy.com. Maybe you know what? I'm showing it one more time. Yes, here it is. Campus Magico Academy.com. And there's a certain latency. Then you will see it.
I will sign up now.
And if you're lucky, you will be the one who would join completely for free there. So I can highly recommend it. Well, Fernando, I think we could continue certainly talking about this topic, and actually I wish to have you here on board as a guest more often. It's great that for the first time we didn't have an echo with audio, so that this one worked. That was our first attempt. That was much better. Oh, I get another question. Is this school planned as a one-time only project or a recurring event?
Yeah, as I said, if there is more people interested, we will open in March, and they will be like 1 month behind, following it will be part of the community, but in their own group.
Okay, but doing let's say a second, well, you would just start and finish it, and then you would start the next group in the second half of the year. Would that also be an idea that you might follow? Or you want to join? Well, let's say right now is the best time to invest into yourself anyhow, because you cannot work the professionals anyhow not. And maybe it's right now to slow down. We cannot travel that much, but we can invest into ourselves. And the best investment is investing in yourself. Fernando.
That's important. I see that we are getting rusty. We are not performing, and I ask people, and we are not rehearsing that much lately. So when this is over and we go back to the arena, are we better magicians that we were last year, or we are getting rusty? So it's like you should do something with you. Whatever you do, you can join us or you can do whatever you do, but focus on you, or we will really suffer. Because I know many actors that they are already rehearsing together. They have to get again the wheels moving.
Yeah. Well. I'm just seeing this one here, and I think you're still talking and I don't hear you, but it's a leg. Come on. Well, Fernando, thank you so much, first of all. We will talk certainly in the next few days anyhow. And for all the other guys, I hope you liked this first interview with Fernando from Spain, and join us next week again. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, inside, whatsoever. Prepare your Christmas. There will not be no shows for you. Don't get rusty. Get active. Read another book, because I'm 100% sure that when you look on your bookshelf of magic books, there's at least 2/3 that have never seen any pages. So open up a book that you always wanted to read. Now is the time to do it. Get active and improve your magic. And until then, we will see us in 1 week again. Fernando, thank you one more time, and goodbye. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. See you next week. Bye-bye.